It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
And my question for Jeff, you've driven here many times. Was this the most treacherous you've ever seen this track out there?
You know, I mean, it was definitely challenging for us. You know, that first run, I really it was the first time I've been here just trying to make laps and not go off the racetrack. I was having that much trouble in the braking zones. I was locking up tires, coming off the corners. I was swinging the back end out, and that's why I lost so many spots. I was just trying to keep it on the racetrack. But those last 2 laps, no doubt about it, that were the toughest laps I've ever made, possibly anywhere. You know, I mean, this track, you know, has its challenges already. You know, the elevations, the curbs, left, right, you know, and when you take this big heavy car like that and try to change directions on a track that just really has no grip from all the debris and speedy dry and fluids or whatever were down there, I was kind of doing what David was doing. I was watching my mirror and watching those guys, see how much they slid through the corner and trying to judge my speed in there based on them. And like I said, David, you know, he slid around. I was like, I might be able to get him, and he got in 11 too deep, and there was nothing I could do. I could not push and try to gain any speed, or I was going to spin out too. And so, you know, at that point, I knew it was just whether those guys made mistakes or whether I made a mistake, and I just wanted to be as clean as I could on those last laps.
Hey, Jeff, Eric Branch with the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. As you were kind of at the beginning, you know, slipping back, we got the word in the press box that, you know, you were saying stuff like, "I've got the worst car out here," and maybe you even threw an F-bomb out there.
I threw very many F-bombs.
I mean, just how frustrating was it to just not have that kind of car at the beginning?
I don't know if I said I had the worst car out here, but I definitely was frustrated. You know, when you're fading like that and you start in the top 5 and you actually get, I think we're, you know, up to 4th at one time, and you know, you just start going backwards like that. You know, I wish I didn't have a radio, because I don't want to push the button and say those things, but I don't know. It's just you know, you're trying to relay you know, your frustration back to the team, but at the same time, there's nothing they can do until you come to the next caution. And you know, it's, you know, it's been an up and down year, and you know, we've been able to pull these top 5s out like this and not have, you know, great cars, and we're just working way too hard, you know, for these types of finishes. And when the car is right, our team is unbelievable. I mean, our pit stops, you know, Steve Letarte, it's just we're just not getting, you know, the handling on the car, you know, and I know what it should feel like to go fast, especially here. If anywhere, it's here. And I feel like, you know, other than California Speedway at the beginning of the year and Martinsville, I feel like we've really not been very close. And you know, yet you look at where we are in the points, and it shows what kind of team we are. So, you know, frustrated with that, and we gotta, you know, we got some work to do. I mean, I was frustrated too because my teammate was out there leading. I was like, man, you know, what am I doing wrong? And then he faded as well, and they had some trouble. And I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe that clean air he had, you know, was just really huge and making up for a lot of things. And I think it was. I think that clean air made a big difference, even on a road course.
All right, we're going to go over to the deadline room. Do we have any questions for either of these guys in the deadline room?
This is for both of you. There were 3 restarts there in the last 11 or 12 laps, but every time it appeared that Kyle had no problem pulling away. Was he doing something with his restarts, or was he just that much faster?
It was just, you know, with the restarts, our first gear was pretty high, so it was hard to really get going. And you know, when you're leading the race and you have control and you can go when you want, I mean, it's hard to time it, especially with the first gear as high as it was. For me, it was. you know, and then the tires want to spin. It's hard to get. You gather so much stuff on the tires under caution here. There was so much stuff on the racetrack today that it made it difficult. But that was what I was struggling with.
That second to last one, you had a run on them. You know, it looked to me like you really got off turn 4 good. I could restart plenty good. I just couldn't get, once I got up into the turns, I wasn't that good. But I saw David, he really got a good restart that second to last one, and he got off 4 good. It wasn't able to really get inside of Kyle, but it looked like he might, be able to pressure him and maybe, force him to make a mistake. And I was just kind of watching, seeing if either one of them made a mistake, but because that's kind of all I had, was right where we were at in third spot.
Let's stay over there. Do we have another question?
No questions.
Okay, we'll come back here. We'll start with Lee and work our way front.
I have 2 questions. First of all, Jeff, you're a 4-time champion. How do you respond when your crew chief says nothing but I'm lost? And secondly, with what the tires happened, with what the tires were doing today, everybody out there said, everything was sticking to them. Did you see any trends that might have pointed to this on Friday or Saturday before all of this happened?
The race is always different. To your first question, trust me, I've been racing long enough that I've been lost many times, and so is my crew chief, and those are things that just happen. I mean, you have to work through it, and I'm just wondering, if we're working in the right direction, because I don't feel like we are. I don't feel like we're getting better, and I want to, and he wants to, and nobody's working harder. I mean, I believe in our team, in our organization 100%. We know what our teammates have. I mean, we know what we're dealing with, and I feel like as a whole we're getting beat, and I feel like our team is and I'm just talking just the speed of the cars, because the effort we're putting out and the communication and the teamwork and the pit stops, those are all phenomenal. But we got to go faster. So we're testing in Kentucky this week. We'll probably be testing next week somewhere. Who knows? It's this is the year of testing, because we know we got to get better. But as far as the tires, I mean, I do know that this is the first year that we've ever tested with the Sonoma tire at VIR, and I've never gone off course at VIR in the 6 years I think we've been testing there. I went off in the first 2 times out. Second lap I went off, went back out there. First lap I went off, and I had to readjust everything, and it was just the grip level was just that much different, and it was all in the braking zones, and that's what I struggled with all weekend, was getting into the braking zones. Qualifying, we had a potential pole run, drove into 11, got on the brakes, and the whole car was just hopping and sliding. I've never had to deal with that before. And I mean, last year I thought we weren't the best car, but I thought we were the second best car. So I don't know what's going on as far as picking up stuff. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't.
And like Kyle Busch, I mean, even a couple, I think like on the 4th caution, he said, I think I have a flat tire, because that was just the feeling he had. He didn't have a flat, but that was the sensation that he was given.
Yeah, it's the first gear David talked about, it lugs down so much. It's really hard to clean the tires up. Plus, we're all trying to save fuel. We're not running without the engines. We're just coasting around and you pick up things. You can't clean them off. And I actually asked NASCAR if they would increase the pace car speed yesterday. They did it 5 miles per hour, and I was really thankful for them doing that, because I've just always had trouble trying to get any kind of debris off the tires. So I didn't think that was anything uncommon.